This is Charm City Decoded. I'm your host, Sophina Turner. I welcome you all back to episode number 31. This is just an update on Brittany Griner. I'm happy to hear that she was released from Russia prison and she should be back home in the United States at this time with her family. Thank God that she was released. But if anyone don't know the story, it's about Brittany Griner, WNBA superstar, who went over to Russia for to play basketball when they found I think you would call it a little I don't know what you want to call it, a little container, a little tube that had some oil that represents marijuana, and it was no more than a cigarette butt the size of the little tube that she had. And from my understanding, of course, it was given to her. It was prescribed to her from her doctor because she has anxiety. So, but nonetheless, she was imprisoned, found guilty, and they wanted to have her serve 9 years in Russia prison. So, of course, President Biden had to negotiate for her release, and it took them 9 months. She served 9 months in Russia prison, and they had to exchange her for an arms dealer, and I believe he's like really notorious for, selling weapons for, to different organizations around the world. That honestly, he's like guilty, in so many different countries when it comes down to, selling these guns to different organizations that has killed millions of people. So, I mean, they had to negotiate the best way they could to get Brittany home. We know it's another American that's over in the Russia prison. And his name is Paul Whelan, if I'm not mistaken. And, they claim that he committed espionage over there. So his they wasn't the Biden administration was not able to get him to be released. They didn't want to exchange him as well. They tried to do a 2-for-1 deal, but they just wasn't able to do so. And I understand Mr. Whalen's charges are more severe than, of course, than Ms. Griner's charges. So I pray that they are eventually able to get him released with some type of trade, so his family can also embrace him one more time as well, just as well as the Griner family. So thank God for her release, and I pray that they're able to get all the Americans back home from all these different prisons that's in these foreign countries that's around the world, especially if they're innocent of the crime. And I just wanted to touch on this because it's just so important. I mean, us as citizens, us as American citizens, we need to really make sure that we have the knowledge of the laws that represent each country that we're, visiting or that we're working in. And so I pray that everyone just be safe. If you feel that you want to go and explore other countries, see more of the world, visit other cultures to learn more about different types of people, that's fine, but just be careful and know the law while you're there so you can adhere to what their law is. So that's what I want. That's what I pray for. So just be very careful. But me personally, as a black woman, American citizen, who happens to be in a lesbian marriage, I will not be visiting Russia. So that's just my, thoughts on that subject. So you don't have to worry about me going over to Russia because that just won't happen. I don't believe that they care for American citizens. There's a lot of countries out here that really don't care for American citizens. They don't care for America in general. And I guess they have their beef for whatever reason, whatever took place in history that caused this friction and this nemesis perspective when it comes down to us. Us meaning, the United States of America. So I pray that everyone eventually, just stay safe. That's all I can say, and learn the laws, and and we only can just hope and wish for the best. I know that Brittany Griner's family is happy to have her back home. She made it back home in time for the holidays, which is a wonderful thing. I'm glad she was able to make it back home for the holidays, and mainly like before Christmas and before the New Year came in. I'm sure 9 months. These last 9 months has been a hard 9 months that I'm sure she's probably never experienced in her whole entire life. The environment that she had to live in for the past 9 months, as well as, what she had to endure. And from the video that I saw that she had to cut her locks, off. So, I hope that she do seek counseling, to help her deal with uh, this post traumatic stress that I'm sure she had endured. Being over there for the past 9 months, you know, being sentenced to serve 9 years in their prison, not knowing if she's ever going to be able to come home. I'm sure that was just a very scary situation for her as well as for her family. So I know they are very grateful and gracious that she was able to come home, as well as very thankful that she was able to come home. And I have to commend the Biden administration, the Biden Harris administration, for their efforts in getting her home safely. I don't want to leave that. I want others to understand that I know, I mean, me personally, I don't know what they had to do to make this exchange happen, but I know they worked hard. They was very diligent. They was very persistent, and they persevered in the end with bringing her home. And I'm sure they're going to continue to try to get every American back home that's over in these foreign countries, serving time in the jails around the world. And I'm sure Mr. Whalen is going to be someone who they're going to continue to fight for and try to get home. Like I said, his situation is a little bit more sensitive than Ms. Griner's charges, because espionage is something big. So that's on a different level than having a little weed that or a little oil that's weed. I mean, that's a little different. So, but I pray that they will get him home. But again, this is Charm City Decoded. I am your host, Sophina Turner, and I bid you all a good day.